Oh my life, I'm back. We had another great week here at the sanctuary, and as it's Monday, it's time for another quick catch up before we get started on another one filled with all these boys and girls, probably quite a bit of mud after the rain yesterday, and some energising with PEMF, and of course the usual Frisian and Jubba's magic, and Princey magic of course. Now last week we said goodbye to Lindsay, Bessie and Keith midweek. They'd squeezed in a few more jobs around the buildings to help keep us safe and secure before winter truly kicks in. They're going to be back in the new year, but for now I'm pretty confident that nobody's going to be falling through the floor of the feed room anytime soon, which is very reassuring. We also had the fabulous Jane Holden here getting her regular Frisian fix, so she had lots of cuddles with Angel Eyes, and plus the usual mucking in with all the yard duties. But with Jane here, it meant that I was able to sneak off for a little bit of time to myself on Friday and Saturday to recharge my own batteries, which was helped by the fact that Bailey's been away on a school trip for the last few days. He's now home just in time for the school holidays and his 14th birthday on Tuesday, and in time for his favourite time of the year, Halloween. Now, down in the girls' turnout, things have been a little bit quieter on the surface, with just Tony down there steadily working away on all the work that gets pretty much hidden but is absolutely vital. So he's been putting the first part of the drainage in to help keep the area dry, tidying up the stone in the barn, ready for the concreting in early November. But you'll see some of that in the next vlog. We've ordered the water harvesting tanks, but things are going to ease off a little bit down there over the next few weeks. You know, which isn't a bad thing, as it does give me a little bit of time to focus on something pretty special. And yes, that's the PEMF, the system that we've got from Hofmag that you may have spotted in the last video I uploaded. We got it on trial for a couple of weeks, but our very own system is on order and is going to be with us shortly, thanks to one of our very kind and generous sponsors. Now, before that arrived last week, we had a visit from our wonderful cranial chiropractor, Rachel Hamer. She treated Doubtson and Micah, and I have to say Doubtson in particular was much looser and more comfortable for her groundwork session with Mel later in the week. I think it's absolutely vital that we continue to combine the two, so having Rachel here doing her magic on all the horses as well as the PEMF is going to be a real game changer for all of them. It was also a great learning week for Molly too, so she got to see a lot of Rachel's work for the first time, learn about the benefits of PEMF, and then she had her very first groundwork session with Mel, with Iceman, who's one of Jodie's babies, who she's going to help keep in shape while Jodie is taking time with her gorgeous little girl Mabel. Frey has been her usual whirlwind of productivity, switching between yard life, lives, Frey Day vlogs, website updates and orders. She never stops, that girl, but Monday is her day off, so she's having a much needed break today. As you may have seen, all the winter rain sheets came back beautifully embroidered with all the sponsors' names on. We did have a little bit of a mini heart attack, thinking that the new design didn't have the fleece lining that lets the horses wear them when they're wet, but it turns out that the silky lining that these have come with still wicks away the moisture really well, which is just as well because, you know, the rain's coming. It certainly came yesterday. We've got a bit of sunshine today, but no doubt it's going to get soggy over the next few weeks. The clocks have changed, so I hope you all enjoyed an extra hour in bed over the weekend, and I guess now winter is pretty much round the corner. Health-wise, last week Niki Noodles had her very large tooth removed. Thankfully she's none the worse for it. I also changed her hoof dressing over the weekend, and it's looking really good, and most importantly she's looking as sound as she ever does. Hida had his sarcoid ringed, so fingers crossed that that's going to just drop off and nothing else will grow in that area, because that's taken a really long time to heal. Now, we did launch the wish list for the girls' turnout, so a huge thank you to anybody who's already taken a look at that and ordered anything that we've got on there. It is going to be changing on a regular basis, so thanks to Frey and our good friend Jamie for getting that up and running. Every contribution is so much appreciated, but you know, even if you can't do that, just watching our videos, a like, a share, a comment is equally brilliant. I'm also pleased to say that our 2026 calendars are now officially here. We had to make a few tweaks to them, as I mentioned last week, but our supplier has been really helpful, reprinted them all, and they landed with us here over the weekend, so they're now up for sale on the website. So today we've got a very special visitor coming along to spend some time in our friendship barn, a lady in her mid-90s who's coming to relive some of her childhood love of horses in the friendship barn. Hoyt's is also going to be heading into stable stays tonight, so he's going to be having a clean up today and he's going to adore all the extra attention he gets. Moving on to Wednesday, that's obviously live day, so we'll have the usual breakfast feeding live, and weather dependent I will be taking you out for a hack too. That's all before Sam pops down to come and check up on Nika and let us know when's going to be the right time for her to have the tooth out on the other side. We're back at Mel's on Thursday. It's likely to be Doubtson and Micah again, but I'll confirm that nearer the time. So I mentioned Halloween earlier, and as that approaches, you may remember that last year we painted some of the horses up and took them down to the village. I'm afraid we're not going to be doing anything like that this year. We're going to keep it a little bit quieter because I really want to just spend time using the Hofmag system on all the boys and girls. Michael is obviously cracking on with the shippen. The stone facing begins this week, so that's going to give the building a whole new feel. We'll try and catch up with them live on Wednesday. If not, I'll try and get a little bit of footage that I can share with you all. As the nights draw in, do let us know if there's anything in particular that you'd like to see on those dark evenings with all the boys and girls, whether it's them out in the fields, in the friendship barn, Bessie's barn. You know, it's always nice to know what part of our videos you really enjoy, and then we can share a little bit more with you. Anyway, Hoytsy's finished his breakfast. He needs to come down for a clean up, so I'm going to crack on with the week. Hope you all have a wonderful week and enjoy whatever we share with you this week.